it's Amy. As I promised before, I was gonna talk about my repair process recently with my Pochette Metis. This has been the second time around that I had this bag repaired. I bought this bag in 2013, I believe it was in October. And I love using this bag. This is my favorite bag in my collection at the time. And it's just the perfect bag all around. Anyway, I started noticing that there was glazing issues on here where the two sort of flaps are stuck together on both sides. And then there was possibly something here. Now I can't remember, but if you guys check my first video, then you'll see when I noticed that issue, it was about a year and a half later. But I'm pretty sure it was there before because it's not like I was using this bag every single day. I do rotate my bags, and anyway, I just thought I'd give it a shot and ask my SA whether they could do anything about it. And of course, LV is always very good, and my SA took care of me. She said no problem, they'll fix it, and they reglazed it. I was kind of like so excited that I didn't even check how it looked like when I picked it up. I just went there, signed the papers, and you know, off I went home. But only afterwards when I noticed when I went home that there was glazing dripped on my Vuitton here, and the S-lock, this one that they had to detach to reglaze, it was put back together, but the screws were actually crooked, and so it wasn't even flushed with the bag. And so I was not happy and had to take it back, and they luckily fixed it, which was good. So that was the history of what happened the first time. Now the second time around was in March 2016, so that was maybe about less than 9 months later, and I noticed this, not the same thing happening actually. This time around it was right here where the strap, in my opinion, it is where the strap is rubbing the bag, and it happened on both sides. I noticed that it started to not peel, but it was lifting, and like you can tell that it was like starting to lift, and therefore it will peel eventually, basically. And so I was very unhappy about this because in my opinion, when your bag is reglazed completely, then it should behave as a brand new bag. I just could not accept the fact that, you know, it was already starting to do that, and I had actually worn it less often afterwards because I just didn't have the opportunity to wear it that much. It was during the winter. We have a lot of rain here in Vancouver during the winter, so it's not like I wore it that much when I got it back. The first response that they had, I brought it back on March 27th, I believe, or it could have been, no, actually I bought it back earlier because I left it at the store with my SA, and she was supposed to inquire about it, and so I left it for a good week at least, I think. And so by the time I try to reach out to them again and ask what's going on, that was already March 27th. And I was told that unfortunately it's normal wear and tear, they wouldn't do anything about it. So I was definitely flustered because, you know, like I said, if it was a 5-year or 10-year or even like, you know, 3 years, and they tell me that it's normal wear and tear, I would accept it. But within the 9 months, and also having hardly worn it with brand new glazing, that was unacceptable to me. So I had to escalate it. I had to write to management within my LV store, explaining the whole situation. So explaining how my first repair went about, and then also explaining how, like, you know, I'm not unreasonable. I just, you know, I got it back with brand new glazing. I wouldn't expect it to happen already after maybe a handful of time of wear between then and now, that it would, you know, have issues again. So you know, I wanted them to do something, you know, like at least be a little bit more flexible, and don't just tell me that it's normal wear and tear and that's it, right? So in the end, I guess they had their meeting and stuff, and they decided in the end that they would redo the glazing once again, but that would be the final time. And I was told that that's how glazing is supposed to behave apparently. So like when you have glazing, especially with the design of this bag where the two items rub each other constantly when you're wearing with a strap, that it is bound to happen. That is something that you need to accept, and that glazing on whether it's this bag or any other bag, that it would, you know, eventually peel or tear off or whatever. And that's what they told me. I'm not making this up. So, you know, I was glad that they were, you know, nice enough to repair it again, but I was kind of disappointed to be told that if you buy any of our canvas items with glazing, they will happen eventually. I feel like I would be a little bit more sort of wary about whether I want to purchase an item or not, like a brand new item with glazing, a lot of glazing to contend with, because I feel like if they're gonna come off that easily and you call it normal wear and tear, then I don't want to spend that kind of money, you know what I mean? So like I almost felt like at one point I didn't want to buy LV anymore, and I don't want to trash talk them because I still love LV. They make really beautiful items, but I just feel like with the glazing issues that I've been experiencing with this bag, as well as a lot of my subscribers, so you guys telling me all the issues you've been having, I'm feeling like it's not just me that's having issues, and I feel like I'm not the only one you know, making up this kind of things. You know, I'm genuinely complaining because there's an issue and it's more common than you think. It's not just like a one-off. And so I'm definitely a little bit disappointed, and thus one of the reasons why I'm moving towards leather. I mean, I know that you have to take care of leather a different way, and that leather will still wear and tear, but you know, at least I know the way that I take care of my items, the likelihood of having issues with my leather items is less than the likelihood of this kind of thing happen, because I cannot prevent the two things from touching. I cannot prevent the strap and the glazing on my bag touching, because that's how it's designed and that's how I should be able to wear it. And so, you know, I will be careful into not bumping into walls and people, and you know, be careful where I put my bag, but I can't prevent from the two things touching together. That's all I'm gonna say. As I said, LV always has good service. They always will do their best at taking care of their customers, but I am definitely a little bit disappointed at, you know, the response that I got back from regarding wear and tear on not just wear and tear, but like actual glazing peeling off or cracking or whatnot. And that's an eventuality. It's not something that will not happen. It will happen. So to sum up, I got my bag again, and like I said in my previous Q&A video, I think I was on my number 13, I was so excited to get it back that I decided to take it with me to Alaska and to wear it right away. I wore it for maybe like a good 3 days, and the glazing has held up, but then it's only 2-3 days, so I can't really say whether this will be holding up for the whole time and for more than 9 months. And actually I am a little bit scared to use it in a sense, and I don't want to scare you guys, but that's just my honest opinion as to like as to glazing anyway, for my bag in particular, apparently, because as far as I can tell from my research on TPF is that the old version, because it has stiffer canvas, like you can tell it's not squishy like the ones that you guys have, and I feel like the squishy ones, the inside compartment here, they actually stick out a little bit more, therefore it wouldn't, you know, when you put your strap on, it wouldn't necessarily always bump into the glazing part of the flap here. And also with the just overall canvas being softer, you know, when you have something soft against something soft, it will less likely be a problem when you bump into each other, because you know, when you have something hard and another something hard and they bump into each other constantly, then the likelihood of damaging it is definitely higher. And so you know, I wish that they offered a better solution than just reglazing it, because I was told this would be the last time they would redo it, and that they can't just like exchange it because my bag has been from 2013. So I don't know if it's different for you guys in the US, because I've heard so many stories where you guys had yours replaced completely. I hope the essay is not gonna kill me. I hope she doesn't find my video. But basically she was saying that maybe I can just wear my bag without the strap, then it won't be a problem anymore. Then of course it won't be a problem anymore, but the whole point of having a strap is that I can wear it with a strap. And I prefer crossbody bags or bags that have a shoulder strap. So I don't know if you can tell, but like the glazing is definitely overlapping here a little bit more, which I think is a good idea. I even told her, can you make a note to make sure that they make it more solid, that they, you know, basically try to reglaze it as thick as possible. So I think they did pay extra attention this time around. Also, it didn't come back with like all those different other issues that wasn't there before. So I'm definitely happy that they took extra care this time. Apparently it's just a matter of the person brushing over the edges. So you can't really guarantee that everything that comes back reglazed will have the same look, because a different person does it differently, and also depending on how heavy-handed that person is or how light-handed that person is, he or she might put a little bit more or a little bit less glazing on it. But definitely this time I can tell that they've put a little bit of more attention to it, and I'm hoping that it will hold up a little bit better. But I was also told that when something is reglazed, it's actually not as what's the word, not as solid as the original glazing, because apparently the original glazing is done when the material is being cut, then they glaze it, right? So that is supposed to be a lot more solid and should adhere better. I honestly don't know. I'm hoping that it's not true that the reglazed items will not last as long. I hope this video was informative in any way, and let me know if you have questions. I'd be glad to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Amy, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye! This is my brand new pre-fall 2016 caviar leather in the black color boy bag.